Good morning, y'all. Oh man, this time zone switch is brutal, chat. Oh my. Previously on Kimba TV. But this is your gap. So if it dips and then it goes, that's a long. Okay? And that's your invalidation. Okay? But if it like starts to do this, then there's no long to be had. Yeah, so you gotta, you need to know what structural edge is and all the mathematical prerequisites for structural edge. You need to know how to play CME gap. How long can you spend outside of a gap? And somebody was even asking about, what about the other gap? I mean, you know, I don't have it marked out because that's hella bearish. Yeah, like you got to be aware of all of these things. How y'all doing, chat? Let's get it. This motherfucker pumping. Obviously, we're at that level now where those guys are trapped. Or no, just about, right? So the 100, I mean, it's more than 118, but, or it is 118. So it's 73 down there. So you've got 40 million in shorts already underwater. And then anything above 90,500, the whole $120 million in shorts goes underwater. So we know what that means. Yes. Kind of fucked up that they left the lows like that. Yeah, I mean, it's above value. It's above settlement and higher time frame VWAP. So the data is the data. I mean, we got to go with the data. Yeah, I just don't know what kind of scenario we're looking at if the RTH leaves a weak low like that in the gap. Yeah, I mean, how many of you guys remember what I said for the first week of March? You guys remember? You guys remember what I wanted the first week of March? So, kind of hard to believe that the low is in. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's changing structure. But yeah, I don't really buy that the. I mean, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking about poor and weak lows in the middle of an RTH gap? I mean, it's gonna get cleaned sooner or later. It's just a matter of how high it goes. Yeah. So if it keeps it like that, if they keep that low like that, and we go to 100 and those shorts get stopped out, I might go short up there. But anyways, I don't buy that low, but markets are going to open in 9 minutes. So we're going to see if, I mean, you guys know basic concepts, right? Like, so any sort of, you guys know what a swing fail is. You guys know what a poor high is. You guys know what a poor low is. You guys know what value rotation is, right? So, and then obviously you've got settlement right here. You've got VWAP right there. So scalp short, scalp long, opportunities. I mean, y'all know what it is. We got single prints, we got settlement, we got levels to the upside, levels to the downside. So let's keep it simple today. You know what I mean? These are the Bitcoin Coinbase levels that we've had for 6 months. So you know that I'm always looking at 90,000, 500-ish, 85,000. The math is the math and the juice is the juice. We got about $120 million in shorts trapped. Or no, 40 million trapped, 80 million still hanging around right there. I mean, some of this 80 million is in this candle, so some of them are trapped. But yeah, that's from a couple days ago. So yeah, let's see if VWAP holds. Let's see if settlement holds. Obviously, you guys know full rotate. You guys know math. Know what I mean? Dip the tip. Drac is asking, hey Kimba, I'm learning a lot from you, but sometimes it's hard for me to understand some things. When you say that longs get stopped and short squeeze in a form of bullishness, wouldn't that be a bearish signal? It depends. So it depends on where they long and short, and it depends on what the price action does. Yeah, and that's why, like, it's not a definitive thing, and I keep telling people, don't get so obsessive with open interest. Make sure you look at other data. So for example, if we have identified a level as a possible low area and people open shorts there, I'm gonna use that as a bullish edge, okay? If I see that there is a bullish CVD or RSI divergence and there's people shorting into a bullish divergence, then I'm going to use that as bullish edge. It doesn't mean they have to get stopped out. It doesn't mean there's going to be a squeeze. It's just data. Okay? So if, like, I'll show you right now. Do you see this right here?
Yes.
$73 million in shorts opened on this candle. Okay? From here to here, there are $115 million in shorts open. Okay? So if we, where's my mouse? If we go above 90,384, okay, and we don't see the open interest go down, that means all their shorts are still open and they are all underwater. So whether you think they're gonna all get stopped out, that's debatable. Whether they're gonna get liquidated, that's debatable. If a third of them are gonna get stopped out, that's debatable. What is not debatable is that if we go above 90,400, and they don't close, $120 million in shorts will be underwater. Okay? And that's just data. Okay, no one can argue with that. If they don't close and we get above 90,400, it is undebatable. There's $120 million in shorts underwater. They're trapped. So that would be bullish sentiment. Yes?
You just said.
Yeah, so you just go with data, brother. Sounds good. And Drac, most of all of this shit, okay? Most, if not all, is gonna be pattern recognition. So it doesn't even really matter, like, what anybody thinks, what I think, what CZ thinks. You have the opportunity to not only go back and look at previous price action and open interest and see it for yourself. And here's the best part. You get to see it for yourself. So start tracking where and when people open shorts and longs. Sato is talking. Oh, I closed my browser already. Mr. Edmond says, are you still bullish overall with the traditional market reacting to Trump's tariffs and the S&P about to shift into a bearish pattern? Yes. I don't know how long you've been watching me, Mr. Edmond, but I've been anticipating this for quite some time. Yeah, so I don't know, like, I'm okay with this. That's something that we drew almost a year ago. And so, like, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm a big level to level guy. And one of the things that is making me bullish, do you know one of the things that is making me bullish? Or why I'm front running the bearish bullishness? It's the rate cuts. And it's like the Fed stuff, basically, you know? Is it quantitative easing, quantitative tightening? Shit like that. So, yeah, on the higher time frame, yes, I am. But like, as we've been talking about, if we lose 70, you know, we get daily candle close below 70, probably not bullish. You know, if we don't get rate cuts, probably not bullish. Yeah. But I don't really care too much about like what politicians are doing, to be honest. I'm not like completely dismissive of it. Instead of talking about like, are you bullish or are you bearish? I think it's better to just focus on data. So like, yes, if we can stay above 70, then I'm bullish. Do you know why 70, brother? Like all these things need to make sense. So maybe it's not 70 for you, but conceptually you have the same idea as me. Right? Like this is value and range. So it needs to do this. It cannot go back in. Like, and that's not an opinion. That's how you, isn't that how you're supposed to play range? Right? I'm not like making it up. Like that's the previous range value area high. So I mean, if you lose that, we're going to rotate to the other side, are we not? So I'm going to just take it level by level. You know what I mean, brother? So yeah, as long as we keep doing this goofy shit, yeah, we should be able to, you know, because now what do I need? Go. So that is what I need on the smaller and medium time frame for the bullishness. You know what I mean? Higher time frame, stay the fuck out of here. And I don't know if you were here earlier in the day and yesterday as well, but is that a, what the fuck did I just do? Is that a good low? Or is that a poor low? Sato, watch out. That's a poor low. I know poor, you poor. Here my wallet. Send me money. And so like you're seeing a like a unfinished low in the middle of the CME gap. That I don't know if that's Gucci or not. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm bullish. Yeah, so when it starts to change, yeah, so I mean, I would still love like a 70K or a 72 or a 74 long. But yeah, like any sort of pullback, like I'm really excited about longing. So you have 14 million that logged into a bear div. It's really just about risk reward, you know? Like I'm not saying that it can't go further up, but the risk reward of longing here is ass. If you really wanted to long, you're either taking the hidden bull div down here or VWAP or value area high bullish retest. Okay? And even if you get a bounce here, brother, you still need to watch out for a failed auction anyways. Yeah, you always gotta be looking at the data. It's not, that's why I keep saying, like, it's not about being in a long or a short. It's about managing risk. All right. So, Yeah, like it would, if you wanted to long, you would have at least should have waited for VWAP or value area high, but you definitely don't want to long into a hidden bear div, you know? Could be a failed auction and leave the bad highs for later. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, how funny would that be? All right. And then, and you know how sick that would be if they leave everything like that? Dude. So it's all about using what's given and putting yourself in the best statistically advantageous spot. So, yeah, you gotta read the data, man, but that's okay. Kachuya!
It's over. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Kachoy, yes you are, Arctic Whale Hunter. How you doing? Nick says, I think some funny data to see would be aggregating the net position of all lines and see how the number changes while Kimba is speaking. Ooh, for sure. But I'll tell you what though, Nick, and you can ask the OGs and veterans. You think Mango gives a shit what I say or what I think? You think Coke Zero gives a shit what I think or what I'm saying? They have their own plans. They've been in the game long enough to understand that sometimes I can be right, sometimes I can be wrong. They can be right and they can be wrong. So you might as well just fucking do what you think is right. You know what I mean? Like, you must not have enough sample size if you can't believe me when I say that you are better off learning this shit and doing this shit on your own. You just haven't seen this. You haven't been in the game long enough. It's 50-50, chat. So at least you can feel good about the decision that you made and how you risked your own hard-earned money and not have to be a little like bitch ass and be like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have listened. Dummy. Man9, what's going on? Crypto Jammy, what's going on? Chef Wonderful says, is the 100K to 1 mil project active? Yes, the VPS is just getting upgraded, so you probably might not see it, but it'll come back probably next week. Just depends on when all the servers get upgraded. So all the M2 Mac Minis, we're migrating them all over to the M4 Pro Mac Minis. Batus, what's going on? Cage, what's going on? Inky says, we had bear divs, but the price is going up. Yeah, that's easy money, right? It's the retail bear div. Yeah, by the way, don't be the guy talking about I'm shorting the bear div. I feel like every day I go over why that's a bad idea. Right, Inky? I feel like I give this example every day, literally every day. But when somebody tells me, hey, there's a bull div, hey, there's a bear div, what's the first thing that I always say? What did the last 10 do? So sometimes observation isn't really analysis. Sometimes you might be able to see a bear div and realize that, oh, the last 10 always pumped against them. Well, you know what to do. Makes sense, right? It's always going to be pattern recognition. Always, always, always.
I'm juicing.
I was asking what's the math behind the move up. Make sure you get caught up and rewind, Inky Deranged. I've been talking about this for quite some time. Are you aware that we have $120 million in shorts underwater about to get squeezed? You just need one more domino piece probably to start, right? Also, make sure that you understand that these are poor highs. Okay, so what have we been waiting for? For the Kachoi Shibaya value area high swing fail, if there's going to be a short. But like, you're not shorting, you know. Again, this is things that I always tell you, so make sure that you're paying attention. If not, write these things down. These are rules, all right? But regardless of if there's a bear div or not, I would never short collection of poor highs. That's why when a lot of people, they'll get a failed auction, they'll tell me they have a pixel perfect entry, but half the time it's not going to work out. It's going to just clean. Inky Deranged says, I'm here every day, so only shorts trapped and poor highs. I don't know. You tell me, was there a hidden bull div when it pulled back? Is this a hidden bull div? Do you know how to look at CME, CVD? I mean, it could be many things. I've been kind of poking my head in and out all day, so I would ask you to tell me what the data I missed was. Yeah, but you got to see it. You got to see it, and you got to anticipate. But yeah, other than that, you know, value area, or excuse me, VWAP and value area high bullish retest. So some people waiting for swing fail of settlement. Some people waiting for value area low. Some people waiting for the swing fail. Some people longing value area high. You know, there's even a scenario where all of these highs get left behind, right? They don't necessarily need to get grabbed. One of our brothers and sisters was talking about, let's keep all these shitty highs, okay? And then nuke, and then we're gonna use all of those bad highs and poor highs and weak highs as confluence to take the long S72 or 70. So anticipating and predicting is one thing, but always start with undebatable things. All right, so shorts really close to getting squeezed. This is, I mean, can we give it up for this box and the ETH sweep level that we've been eyeing for quite some time? I'm not in a position to just watching and trying to understand. Nice. Yes. Yeah, so just because you see a bear div, it doesn't really mean anything. Samurai TV says it's better to be safe and wait for the move. Facts. Inky says trying to understand what I am missing. Yeah, so really, there's two things that we talked about this morning. Inky Deranged was the swing fail of the poor highs, and either longing swing fail of settlement or bullish retest of value area high. You know, maybe if it went to value area low, but if it went to value area low, I would have been looking for much lower, obviously. We're too close to the RTH bad low, weak low. So, yeah, and then like Inky, if you were going to think about a short, for example, how cool would it be is if all of this gets swing failed. So you're talking about a candle close below that sweep level at 91.7, right? Possibly, you know, you're looking at some sort of like Fibonacci rotation and or structural rotation. So do you see how the 7.5 lines up pixel perfect to the Katchoi untouched value area high? So identifying a level is easy, okay? So what kind of edge would you want? Structural edge, right? You can also swing fail, right? Ideally, you swing fail on value area high. So like if this, for example, went up to 86 or something like that, then a failed auction here would be nice, especially because some people are gonna start to think, oh shit, the 7.5 is turning into support, let's go. Yeah, but for the most part, did you hear like my reservations about kind of the higher time frame stuff? You know what would be nice is if we get a long opportunity next week on Monday or Tuesday. You know? Didn't take the 82K low because it was poor low, for sure. However, did you take, like yesterday's value area low was right here, wasn't it? So previous resistance getting turned into support, that's an easy long. You don't have to take that one, right? But yesterday it turned value area low into support. So like that was like a nice little long that we talked about. All right, Inky. So yeah, there's always trades. You know, you just gotta be opportunistic and read the data right. So no worries, no worries. Let me know if you have any other questions though, Inky. All right. And I didn't take the 82K low either, Inky. You're never going to see me take a long if there are weak or poor or bad lows in the CME gap. You will there's never been a time I've taken a long there. So I'm right there with you, Inky. Okay, you're never going to see me in a long when the CME gap low is shit. There's just no way. Okay, and I'm perfectly fine with missing out on a Gucci ass long. But you know what was the easy long though, right? It was that value area low. How many people took that long yesterday? I know a bunch of you guys were talking about it in Discord, so I know a couple hundred people took it. Applesauce. What's going on, Apples? Kimba, I've been nerding out a lot. Can you draw a Kimba crown for me so I can visualize it? It's 3 spikes, right? Here, I'll just draw it for you. You got to identify a level of interest first, okay? So let's say that this is level of interest. Swing, fail, okay? It's going to look like this. Wick, candle, okay? However way this is going to look. So swing, fail, right? It breaches, but it closes below the level of interest. So that's a swing fail pattern. Okay? Failed auction. Okay? There are instances where you can have a higher high or a lower low, but it is rare, but it is still a failed auction. It might just be like a time frame thing, you know? So it might look like a higher high failed auction or a structure change failed auction, but it's probably just like a 1 hour or a 2 hour or a 4 hour swing fail usually. All right, 3 drives. All right, usually this is a 1.25 extension. So you can do something like this or like this, and you're going to end up with a 1.25 extension. And then the Kimba crown is a variation of 3 drives. So where you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes. And then you can obviously inverse this as well, and it works to the downside as well. So this kind of indicates structure change. You're getting lower high, and you're going to end up with a lower low. Same thing. You're going to make a higher low, and you're going to be able to make a higher high. The difference between like a 3 drives and a Kimba crown really is where is the baseline? When you talk about things like head and shoulders, you guys talk about necklines, right? With a Kimba crown, we call it a crown because it looks like it's on a head because you've got a straight flat neckline. With 3 drives, it can be a little bit more angled up. And sometimes the biggest giveaways is, does this lose this? Because you can't really have a 3 drives. Like, that's not a 3 drives. That's just fucked up price action. I don't know. But there's definitely by the book definitions on what lows and highs you can't lose. So, sounds good? No, that's not a noob question at all. I'm sure that there were some OGs that could definitely use the refresher. So that's a great question. I'm going to just tell you right now, Apples, based off of the mentality and the attitude that you have, there is no such thing as a noob question. So you should just ask whatever the fuck you feel like it. Cigar says, are you babysitting a position or waiting for a short currently? I have a couple of random out longs, like ETH and Sol. I have a long on CME. I think it's 86.6. And I also have shorts from 105 still running. Yeah, when I get my desktop back, I can window capture all of the VMs, and you can see it if you want. An easy way to see what I'm doing. Like you're never going to be able to see the exact position, but like I'm on the top 10 leaderboard for MEXC, not right now because it's a carryover trade from last month. And so the trade that I have open from last month, even if it's juicing, it won't count it. But aside from MEXC, like you can, if you know how to access like the tap bit leaderboard or the blowfin leaderboard or the Kraken leaderboard, you can like if you know how to find the leaderboard and my profits are going up and the price is dumping, clearly I'm in a short on that exchange. Right? So like if you really wanted to be like a, pocket watcher, you could always, figure out where you can see the exchange leaderboards and, it already came? Oh my God. Ride the Wave says, curious, how many people do you personally know who trade like this? Hella people. Dude, I'm not doing anything unique, brother. There's hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that trade just like I do. I'm not really doing anything extraordinary, unique. I know hundreds of friends that trade CME exactly the way that I do. It's not a personal thing, Ride the Wave, okay? Like, there's only a certain way these levels can come through. Value area high, value area low, okay? And from this, you can have a lot of different permutations and combinations. Maybe this is T value area high, and this is T value area low, and T value area high. And maybe you've got settlement here, settlement here, settlement here, settlement here, or settlement dead smack in the middle. And then the price is above, outside, inside, or outside. And this gives you, it's like chess. There's only certain amount of combinations that you can take, which is by the book. Okay? You could do previous day value area high, previous day value area low, just like on EXO. Let's refresh this, by the way. Okay, so you have daily open and you have value area high here, point of control, and value area low. You can get rejected off of value area high. If you lose daily open, high probability you're gonna go to point of control. If you lose point of control, high probability you're gonna go to the value area low, especially with the PDEQ right by the value area low. That's a very high probability if you lose PDPOC. I'm not making that up, that's by the book. Okay, Ride the Wave? That's by the book. I'm not making it up. It's just game of probabilities. It doesn't have to be previous day value area high. It could just be a higher time frame range. Fixed range volume profile. Right? This is your range. This is the next range. Okay? So the longer that you're outside, okay, the more probability you have of going to the next value zone. Okay? If you get back in here and you get above point of control, then you have a very high probability of rotating there. And then when you have levels like this, how does it react? Does it snap, dip the tip and go? Does it dip the tip and go? Does it fail? Does it do a 3 drives? Can you see from CVD if limit orders are absorbing market orders, or can you see if market orders are blasting through limit orders? CVD divergence, think of it as like a wall around a castle. Okay? And so you can clearly tell, like, what are those fucking things from Age of Empires? Trebuchets. Y'all remember trebuchets? Okay? Imagine being inside your castle. You should be able to tell if your walls are holding up or not. That's exactly what CVD divergence is. Are the invaders going to get inside your castle? Or are your walls holding off every single, cannon launch? Or is every single cannon that's hitting your wall chipping away at it, and pretty soon that shit's gonna break? Corolla says, I remember when we didn't talk about RTH, CME, settlement, or Kachoy. For sure. I mean, there is a very, very high possibility that, the ETF market starts to heat up and it's better than CME. When would I prioritize, say, for example, ARK ETF, right? When would I, for example, prioritize ARK, Bitcoin, because look, CME is what? What is, everybody knows what CME is, right? CME is Chicago Mercantile Exchange, okay? ARK ETF is Board of Exchange, CBOE. So it's like a different exchange if you were to talk about it from like a crypto analogy. So there's a chance that the ARK ETF or the IBIT ETF, and look at IBIT. The IBIT one is on NASDAQ. Okay? There's a very good chance that the IBIT NASDAQ ticker starts to get way more volume than the Chicago Mercantile Exchange CME one. You know, well, fuck, then I'm going to start charting the other thing. I'm always going to follow volume, right? We weren't talking about CME before because Binance and Bybit, they had all the volume in the world. So what did we do? We looked at Binancio Magneto, right? But that was before CZ went to prison and we figured out that it was all wash trading and fake volume. So, yeah. You know what I'm really excited about is the scalping. Because you guys are gonna see me scalp, and you're gonna see me pretty much 80% of the time I'm gonna break even, or it's a tiny profit day. And then once in a while, maybe 1 day or 2 days out of the month, we're gonna juice the fuck up, you know, just from the scalping. Teeny says you're built different, bro, but you guys are too. You best believe that you and I were pretty similar, if not identical, from an abstract perspective. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I might be built different compared to hyenas. But compared to you guys, I think we're very, very similar. He reaving. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Can't wait to regroup with you guys tomorrow. I'll be here bright and early. He reaving young soon.